When life tells you to rest, what does that really mean? Hi, I'm Jessie Francis, a wellness coach, artist, and planner girly with a passion for entrepreneurship. For the longest time, I thought that rest meant just stopping everything, putting a hold on whatever you're doing, and just resting. But here's the truth. Rest alone doesn't always make things better. True healing happens when we combine rest with small proactive steps that work for us in the moment. And that's what harmony is all about. Two things that coexist and complement and strengthen each other. In this video, I'm sharing what I think are some huge misconceptions about rest, the power of proactive recovery, and how every experience, good or bad, can become a building block in creating harmony in our lives. Let's dive in. I'm really happy that you made it to this video and that you found it. This is actually episode 2 in the Living in Harmony series that I started a month back, I think, something like that. And we're doing one episode a month for the foreseeable future. So last month we talked about finding your rhythm. This is mostly and mainly regarding spoonies, people who have chronic pain, live with some type of thing that makes your energy being a little bit more limited than maybe the rest of people. Because that's kind of where I'm at. I've got Crohn's disease and I live with fibromyalgia and IBD-associated arthritis, which means sometimes I just do not have the energy or the stamina for things that I wish that I had. So in last month's episode 1, we had finding your rhythm. Today we're going to be talking about finding harmony. What is harmony really? So as I said in the introduction, musical harmony, because that's kind of like how I roll a lot of times because I have a background when it comes to music. Musical harmony, we're talking about two things that are coexisting and sort of amplifying each other and strengthening each other. So that's what we're kind of having in the framework when I'm saying harmony. A lot of times when it comes to people saying that you just need to rest. You need to rest, take it easy, stop what you're doing, push the hold button, the pause button, and just stop. Like that's going to make everything better? Like not really, because as soon as you push play again, you're going to be right back in the big like hamster wheel of life. And what's really changed if you're just freezing? If you're just freezing things and you just unfreeze them, things are just going to keep rolling and snowballing until you're back at the same place again. And then, there's also the concept of sometimes I can't make that choice. My body just says, okay, not happening, time out. You're not getting up. You're stuck in bed. You can't do anything. And you're just kind of forced to take a pause, take a time out. And there is nothing more frustrating because like a lot of times my brain will still be going 100 miles an hour. I'll still be having all these things that I want to do and my body is just not having it. And it is so frustrating. It is not fun at all when you are just forced to take a time out and rest. However, if we kind of try to catch ourselves before we're in that total mechanical breakdown mode, there are things that we might be able to do to make our rest a little bit more than just that pause. Sometimes the pause happens. That's just inevitable when you're dealing with chronic conditions, I think. But proactive recovery, like what can that look like? What could that be? So when I'm talking about harmony and proactive recovery, harmony is not choosing one thing necessarily over the other. It's coexisting, having that rest time and also combining it with something that will be giving you those small steps towards getting better. If we're already in breakdown mode, which, it's happened to me multiple times, prolonged sick leaves where I haven't been able to do things. Having a plan, setting up some kind of plan, and having something that is helping you to improve your situation alongside that rest is vital for being able to come back to work, for example, and actually being able to not fall straight back into burnout again or just breaking down. Different times that I've been on sick leave, I've done a few different things. If I'm talking about the ones that I think have given me the most in regards to proactive recovery, one time I did pain rehab, and that was really, really good for me at that time. For where I was at, it was not only getting to understand spoon theory, how chronic pain works, but also the mental aspects of burnout, and just kind of approaching it from a all-round kind of way. There was physiotherapy sessions, as well as time to talk to a therapist about things, and also sessions where they would be going through, like, how does pain work, and just kind of understanding and learning what things are a little bit more, doing research, but in pretty small chunks, but consistently. I think another one that I did that was really, really great for me was the last time I was on sick leave this past year. The physiotherapist said, you know what you need to do some water training. So it was me and a bunch of ladies. I think there was one or two older gentlemen as well. I think I brought the middle age of everything down a few decades, but it was so much fun. I have to say, when I first went into it, I was kind of going, yeah, sure, I'm sure this will be not that big of a deal, but the lightweight working out in the water and strengthening stuff made a huge difference to me. I like to call it my aquatic extravaganzas because it just feels a little bit more fancy schmancy. But seriously, just doing things that you might be like, oh, I mean, like, what's me getting in a pool doing a little bit of woo 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 woo? I don't know. What's that really going to be doing for good? You know what? Sometimes small steps are the ones that you need to be taking, because if you're attempting to go for a jog, like, dude, you're probably going to end up in bed the next day, depending. I mean, you might be a jogger. I don't know. For me, I love running. I just can't right now. But just realizing that taking those small steps, that is building a solid foundation. And it is also very likely that those small steps are not going to throw you into a flare, which means you're adding to your stamina. Next time you're going to be building on that. So it's really, really important to not discount those small steps, and also realizing that what works today might not work tomorrow. Giving the grace period to say, you know, it's okay. If I can't do it today, I might be able to do it tomorrow. And as we were talking about in the last video, that finding your rhythm also plays into it. If you haven't seen that episode, I will put a link. I'll either put it up here somewhere, or I will put it down in the description. But finding your rhythm and realizing that, okay, done some stuff, need to rest. Done some stuff, need to rest. Having those coexisting, that's the thing. It is the thing. Realizing that rest is needed, doing some stuff is needed. Because if you do too much of the stuff, flare time. If you do too much of the rest, lethargy, how do you say it? Lethargy? I don't know. But you get exhausted, and you just getting the ball rolling again is really, really difficult. So having rest, quality rest, but also pairing it with something that is helping you to make those small steps for improvement. So it's not about perfection. It's not choosing one thing over the other. It's finding a balance and doing both. I think for me, like, each of these things, whether it was water rehab or learning spoon theory or, you know, physiotherapy, all of those things became building blocks that helped me improve my journey. And even the things where I kind of fell short and did too much, that's also, you know, like, that's also something that I can realize, okay, if I do look back, honestly, and I review my situation. And that's, I think, the essential thing when it comes to things that we have felt are failures or things that didn't work. Being able to make something out of them is when we take them and we review them and we go, okay, why didn't this work? What exactly about this was it that that made everything fall flat or flop? And how can I do it better? Just that sort of reviewing and reflecting over things is what makes it and turns it into a building block. Bad days, weeks, or months don't erase all the progress that I've made. They're just part of the journey. The key is to keep building on what I've learned, one step at a time. For me, it's about combining things like intentional rest with small habits, whether it is sessions in the hot tub, or if it's reflecting and journaling, keeping my planner updated, tracking my spoon usage. And for those of you that do spoon theory, it's for those of you that don't, it's a whole thing, but it is really, really a great tool, honestly, and something that I do weekly, just sort of tracking out what do I know that's coming up that's going to be taking a lot of energy and just planning in advance for it a little bit. And sticking to my morning and evening routine, things that I know have worked for me and are specifically kind of tailored around how I work. And these things can change. What works in the spring might not work in the fall. It's constantly kind of developing, but I think it is really, really important to kind of have that routine that you can stick to and you know that it's there for you. Good and important thing to remember, because it's never fun if you feel like you fall flat, if you just fail at your routine and it's like,
I suck at this. I can't get up at 5 a.m. every morning to journal and do this and that and this and that and work out and take the dog for a walk and do like everything.
Make a routine that is tailored around your needs, because it's for you. You're not made for your routine. So if we're going to talk like 5 actionable steps kind of that I would say. Number 1 would be start small. Pick one small habit that feels manageable right now. It could be anything from stretching, journaling, I don't know, drinking enough water can also be a really good one, but start small. Number 2, reflect on what works. Keep a list of things that work. Seriously, you're not starting from scratch. A lot of times it feels like we are, but we're not. Certain routines, activities, things that you know have worked well for you in the past. Maybe not all at the same time, but what if you took them and you custom-made something that works really well for you? Like special tools, like spoon theory, for example, or swimming. If you know that, before I've done that and that was really good for me. Reflect on the things that work. Number 3, be flexible. And I'm not asking you to put your leg up behind your head or anything like that. I'm just saying healing is not about sticking to one routine forever. You don't have to marry it. It's about adapting to what your body and mind needs today. Number 4, celebrate progress. Even the smallest steps forward are worth celebrating. Acknowledge the things that you are doing to take care of yourself. And appreciate it and celebrate it, however small it might feel. Find joy in the process is number 5. So if it's a creative hobby or a cup of tea, a favorite playlist, moments of joy that just make the journey feel lighter, because we have plenty of stuff that feels heavy, but finding joy in the moment lightens things up a little bit. Honestly, you kind of have to find joy and harmony in the ups and downs. It's kind of just like a melody, for pulling another musical analogy up my... It is really, though, reflect on the bigger picture. Healing is not linear, and that's okay. What matters is that we keep moving forward and that we take things one step at a time. Harmony is not about perfection. It's about finding what works for you in the moment and being able to just embrace the process, however messy it might feel. So if we are going to summarize some of these key points, I would say rest is not about just stopping. It's about creating space for healing, proactive recovery, small intentional choices that can make all the difference. Bad days don't erase progress. They're just part of the journey. Now, I would really love to hear from you. Like, what's one small step that you've taken or are planning to take to support your healing journey? Leave it in a comment below, and if you do like these videos, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss the next episode of Living in Harmony. See you guys later. Bye-bye.